In the interest of time today, we're going to go ahead and try and get started as close to on time as we can. So my name is Michaela Resnichek. I work here at Velocity, and on behalf of our partners, Sage and Lisk, we want to welcome you to our very first workshop in our Eastside Education Series. Wait for it. It's because my clicker wasn't turned on. There we go. And our very first workshop in our Eastside Education Series, AI Solutions for Daily Life. We will have a total of 4 workshops in this series. If you scan that QR code that's up there, you can register for the upcoming workshops. We'll have that QR code up again at the end of this workshop if you want to sign up. The topics will be things like using AI for job search, using AI for social good, and using AI for budgeting. So, a quick show of hands. Raise your hand both online and in person if this is your first time here at Velocity. So there are a few people here that it's their first time. We want to welcome you guys, and we want to tell you just a quick little bit about who we are and what we do. Hopefully for most of you, this is a refresher. For those of you who are new, I hope that you get some new information. So Velocity Texas is an economic development organization that supports the bioscience industry here in San Antonio. We actually started 40 years ago as the Texas Research and Technology Foundation. And I've got a quick video that'll show you how we started and how we got where we are.
34 days ago, a coalition of community leaders headed by USAA President Robert McDermott put together plans for a 1,500-acre scientific research park. The mayor, Henry Cisneros, says that the project will bring more than 10,000 jobs to San Antonio.
Where we are strong, we will be stronger. Where we are excellent, we want to be world class.
So while we started on the far west side of San Antonio, we moved here to the east side and started developing out these 6 acres of land that we're sitting on now. You guys are sitting in our Velocity Texas Innovation Center. Here in the Innovation Center, we support startups that are focused on bioscience, that are creating life-saving technologies for our community. You may have noticed when you walked in the door, a sign on the left-hand side that said DoD office hours. Did anybody see that and wonder why the heck that's there? We have worked hard in our time here at Velocity to build relationships with military medicine. Our goal is to help those bioscience startups that we are connecting, that we are supporting, to connect with military medicine so they can get those life-saving technologies in the hands of the military and ultimately on the battlefield. You'll also notice that we've developed out these 6 acres. You see some of our anchor tenants, Scorpius Biomanufacturing and BBG Advanced Therapies. Those 2 companies are doing some of the most advanced manufacturing that's happening in San Antonio, right here on the east side, right here in these buildings. But I'm guessing you're saying, Michaela, there's more that's happening. What's the extra box that's squared in there? Well, that's our future vision. That's where we see expanding that relationship with military medicine, where we can bring military medicine, academia, and industry together so we can get those life-saving technologies in the hands of the people who need it sooner. So for doing that, you may say, Michaela, why AI? What does that have to do with your mission? Well, we hope that in our future, we will be creating up to 2,400 jobs. If we're creating 2,400 jobs, what do we need? We need people to take those jobs, right? We need people who are excited and engaged and ready for those jobs. And to us, this workshop is that very first step. It's important to us to connect with our community here on the east side so that we can help our neighbors be the ones who are ready and excited for those jobs. And our AI workshops are the very first step in that. That I have some neighbors here who are very familiar with this room. Our goal is always connecting with community and our Dignity Hill neighborhood. Again, they attend meetings here regularly. We are always hoping to welcome the community. How can you find out what's happening here? I've got the QR codes up on the screen. You guys can scan those QR codes, follow us on social media, find out what's happening here, how we're welcoming the community, both bioscience and the Eastside community. I am going to send you guys these slides afterwards, so don't feel like you have to scan all the QR codes at once. You'll have access to those. Additionally, first and third Thursdays, we have food trucks here on site. I want to invite all of you guys to join us here. The food trucks pull up in the courtyard. They're here from 11 to 1:30. We have a variety of different cuisines. And pro tip, if you have a cuisine that you're like, I really want that, send me an email, text me, let me know. I can maybe make that happen. And if you come and it's really hot, you are more than welcome to come inside. We've always got tables here inside. We've got really cold AC. So guys, with all of that being said, I want to welcome you again to our AI workshop. It'll be led by Mike Pendleton. He is the CEO of AI Cowboys, and I will let him introduce himself and tell you more about what we're going to be doing today.
Thank you. You want me to work on it?
Yes.
Everyone hear me? This feels super weird. I'm gonna put that out there. Hey, I'm Mike Pendleton, CEO, founder of AI Cowboys. I have some teammates here, Roger, Wong, got Winston, got Alex over here. My neighbor Damien came out to support me, so thank you for respect there, man. So a couple folks I know. So first and foremost, I want to shout out VelocityTX. Thank you for welcoming us with open arms. They always do. Mr. Renee, the CEO, Ms. Jessica, and Michaela, there she is, Ryan's back there. So always a warm and inviting place, always a great place just to kind of come walk around the campus and look some good food trucks. I've been there a couple times with the food trucks. I always love them, but I always forget the day. I'm like, what day is it? And so they'll be like, it's Thursday, first and third. So it's good stuff. It's a good time. It's been awesome out here. And we're walking out here one time, and they were like, hey, you do AI? I'm like, a little bit, here and there. And so they were like, hey, let's talk about some, some sort of content, some sort of education, something for the community. I was like, okay, cool, perfect. So they kind of manifested what it is. My story real quick, I'm not going to bore you with it and go into it in great detail, but I do have ADHD, so my mind skips a lot. I just want to help you out with that. That does happen. So my name is Mike Pendleton, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Graduated high school barely. I had to go to summer school to get to high school. I used to tell people I grew up so poor I couldn't afford to pay attention. That was my Thursday joke, right? So joined the military, age 18, never looked back. Spent 20 plus years in the Air Force, in the Special Operations Forces. Retired after 20 plus years. Done. What do I do now? Now I have a wife, 2 dogs, 3 birds, 5 kids between the ages of 4 and 15 now, right? So what do I do? Well, I don't really know, right? So I heard about, data science, data-driven analytics, data-driven decisions, et cetera. And I thought to myself, you know what? Unfortunately, people lie, but data never does, right? Data always tells the truth. So when it's data science, so I'm a data scientist by trade. And then graduated from UTSA, birds up. Any birds in here? I didn't barely graduate from there. I actually really super graduated from there. And then went on to, was fortunate enough to be selected for a doctorate in engineering and AI and ML engineering from Ivy League college. So super fortunate and privileged as blessed all there is to God for that. And so really threw myself into the AI world, AI machine learning. So we all have the AI Cowboys, the quantum Cowboys, and then we sit on the board for the third largest quantum company in the US. With some different quantum products. So it's a whole different like market, right? But the reason I'm here today is because a lot of people, there's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people are like AI, right? What is AI? It's going to take over. It's going to be a robot. My dog turned into a robot and it's ran by AI. Like the shopping cart's got AI and it's running down the street by itself. And I'm like literally none of that happened, right? It's okay. But there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And so I figured, you know what a perfect opportunity to team with a wonderful partner in the community like Velocity and the other community partners, and just come out here and talk to me out. Anybody wants to listen, right? And it can be open conversation, it can be open discussion. But I'm a super fan of swag, so I was like, I don't have enough swag to go around. I have a bunch of stickers. They're really cool stickers though, actually. So I'll pass those out for sure. But there's a pamphlet like this right here. If you didn't get one, don't sweat, because we put it on the slides. The slides and these infographics will be sent out. It's just without being able to tap everyone that's coming and understand. This is kind of a broad shot. Well, you're good, sir. It's kind of a broad shot. So like a couple infographics that we built, how to do a job search for AI. Best AI tools for each occupation. So whether you're in, whatever, marketing, education, etc., there's some AI tools there. Top 30 AI tools, that says of last week, which is always changing. 14 ways to earn money using AI, right? A lot of people are out there got those cycles going on. And AI tools to replace PowerPoint. So there's a couple that we put in there that will be sent out as well. Those who are listening online and viewing, thank you as well for being online and joining us tonight. And if you have questions, please put them up in the chat if it's open. And I just ask for your participation just for this hour. Some of the slides will go fast, and I promise you, it's not to assault anybody's intelligence, because you're going to 100% laugh when I go through my slides. Okay? But I always believe in building a solid foundation and then a solid structure from that foundation. And if I can understand it, I feel like, I'm pretty, I got a Louisiana public school education. So I just put that out there, okay? Throw it out there. Anyway, does anybody need note takers? Not required, don't have to, but we can throw them back there. And if you have questions, ask. Just ask. There's no stupid question. Nobody's gonna laugh at you. Nothing. We have some Alex and Winston up here are very, very, very. Even though they won't admit it to you, they're very tech savvy. Chris is. If you have questions, just ask me. There's no stupid question. We're all learning together. It's right. It may be one I don't know, and that's okay. Not an expert. I just know what I know. I thought you were like, yeah, man, that's what we're talking about. Yes, sir. They came to the right space, right? That's my recommendation. Show up for this. I'm gonna get you started in the right direction. There's also some good, there's a good educational resources out there. Coursera, AI 101, and probably start with Google to go to AI 101. His question was, what would you recommend for people that don't know where to start? And I said probably Coursera, probably Google. They got some good. I know Google puts out a lot of free AI training. MIT puts out a lot of free AI training in the community. Not super in depth at all, but MIT is a very prestigious college. So, who are we? We're the AI Cowboys. We're industry-leading specialists in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and quantum computing, providing bespoke technology. That's about $10 worth a day. solutions for government agencies and enterprises in finance, healthcare, and beyond. So it's a lot of words. So we have a lot of contracts. We started out, I'm retired here in San Antonio. My wife's retired here in San Antonio. Our kids love it here. So we're like, hey, this is home. This is where we're staking our flag, right? San Antonio race company, we have different contracts with the NFL, WWE wrestling, that one's a funny one. Government agencies, 3 digits, FBI, CIA, NSA, and all sorts of different other entities and customers that we've come across, from the telecommunications industry to the medical vertical, to the construction vertical, and beyond. AI has been a blessing to me because I get to learn about all sorts of stuff that I never knew before. And then I never knew I was interested in until I had to build AI solutions for it, because you have to learn about that. So next up, all right, if everybody could remove their phones, hopefully it's a smartphone, scan the QR code. We're gonna do a little live survey that's kind of interactive. Folks online, if you can see the slides, if you'll go ahead and scan in, and I just ask that you follow along with us and enter in, because this is for you all as well. It's gonna be super fun. All right, so when you hear AI, what do you think about? Y'all enter some words. What's that? You just type it in your phone. You can say it if you want. What words do you think about with AI? I think about words like headache, Tylenol, migraine. I do think of those words. Oh, okay.
Need that QR code?
Yes, yes, please.
All right, so you say your name is Mike?
Yes, sir.
Is this reasonable? Or will you receive that?
I hope so. Sorry, I was reading the rest of it again. Give it a shot. If not, it says a word, but we'll test the system. World domination. All right, what AI websites do you use the most? Next one. What questions do you have about AI?
I guess we have so many, we don't know what to ask.
That's a fair answer.
You don't know until you know something about it.
Yeah.
Are you a real person or you an avatar?
I mean, I was called boring this week. That's my claim to fame. I've been called a lot of things in my life. I don't think boring is that. I don't think I've ever been called boring, but it was new to me. I embraced it. It's first time, for sure. Next one. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Schools have the best tools to detect AI assignments. True or false? This is where I got the hook, right? Because you have to wait till the end to see the results. Next one. AI can learn on its own without any human input. True or false? Yeah. I'm looking at you.
I mean, my answer.
You don't have to tell me. I mean, I won't know at the end who picked what.
We're not there yet.
Oh.
What is that human input?
Yeah. Was it so enticing that you were like, I gotta go in person? All right, next up. Okay, cool. If AI could help you with one task every day, what would you want it to do? I want them to wake up and go to work. Next. All right, you get those slides again. Okay, here we go. Which one of these is not an example of AI? Just trying to get an understanding. Yeah, you can jump the slides. Okay. And for the much anticipated results, you got to stay till the end. That's my suspense hook. All right, so what is artificial intelligence? It's been asked, it's been thrown out there. Everybody and their cousin, they know, hey, my cousin's aunts, brothers, sisters, nephew has this thing, he's an AI expert. So what is this? I'll break it down to you, and hopefully very easy steps. And this is not meant to insult anybody. I'm just a very basic learner. All right, so this is a ball, right? Everybody can see the ball. It was made by people, right? Ball, people, artificial. Next. This is a dog. And this is 100% serious, and you'll get it as progressive. It was not made by people, so it's natural. The dog is smart. It can learn commands like sit, stay, fetch, right? So it has the ability to learn, the intelligence. It can solve problems like using its paws to dig. If anyone in here has any animals that dig in the backyard, I'm sorry. Right? It can adapt to different situations like a different language, right? So, folks who live in Mexico, Germany, Japan, all yelling at dogs in different languages, right? Because the dog can learn, solve, and adapt, we say it has intelligence. See, look, I mean, I know this stuff. Nice. This is a computer. This is where it gets a little, it's artificial, right? It can learn new things for sure. It can be taught to recognize dogs as well. It can solve problems. It can do mathematical equations, add, subtract, multiply. But is a computer intelligent? Oh, I love it. The man back there in the green. Nice dress. That's you. I'm talking to you. You just turn back like that. Good job. No, it's not. The computer doesn't adapt. A computer only follows the rules it's given, which is what it's typed into, the command, etc. But it can be upgraded to be changed to adapt. The computer now changes the rules. Now the computer can adapt to new situations. Is this a cat? Is this a cat? New animal found, defining new animal. This is a cat. Next. The computer is artificial and has intelligence now that it's upgraded. So look, that's artificial intelligence. And I know that seemed really ridiculous, but that's the level I started at. And this is going to be kind of a step and learn. So some of the common AI terms we have is artificial intelligence. Definition: AI is the ability of a machine or computer program to think and learn like a human. It can solve problems, recognize patterns, and make decisions. Example: GPT, ChatGPT answering your questions, or Netflix recommending what to watch, right? So there was a news story probably about a month ago where it talked about Microsoft releasing Copilot that screenshots your screen. Netflix does the same thing. It has for a while. And it's actually in the user agreement that we automatically update because we're not signing up to read that, right? Nobody's gonna read that. But so it screenshots your screen and then it feeds it back into some data. And that's why it populates, hey, recommended watches based off this. And then it correlates your screenshots to whatever your watch history was, to whatever's come out instead of library, and it populates it. So, machine learning, a definition of machine learning is a type of AI that allows computers to learn from data and improve over time without explicitly being programmed. A lot of different layers to machine learning, algorithms being one of them, neural networks another one. But example, Spotify, learning your music tastes and recommending new songs, right? Who's ever been on social media, or excuse me, who's ever been talking to their friends about something like, hey, Catherine, I want that new purse. And then all of a sudden, you turn on your social media, and there's that new purse you were just telling Catherine about, right? Or like shoes, that happens to me all the time. I think I confused mine though. But anyway, so that's an example of machine learning. Algorithm, a set of instructions a computer follows to complete a task or solve a problem. In AI, algorithms help machines make decisions. Neural network, a computer system inspired by the human brain, made up of layers of interconnected neurons that help the AI learn and make complex decisions. Neural networks are like one of my favorite things in the world. They're just fascinating things. Next. All right. So I went through the silly dog and ball and computer, covered some definitions, told you a little bit about us and what we do. So now we're going to get to kind of the fun part. It's going to be more interactive, and I got some folks to help in case there are some folks who fall behind. But I would ask that for the folks online, for the folks in the room, if you'll just follow along with us and try. If you have a question, raise your hand. I'll come to you. One of us will come to you and help you out. So AI in everyday life. This was really hard to put together, admittedly, because I'm like, man, I have no idea what everybody in the room is going to want to know about. So let me just wave topic. And if you want to ask a question or take it somewhere else, we can. If it's going to get too complicated, we can take it offline and just, talk after this. But AI in everyday life, some examples are voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. Who uses those voice assistants at home? Hey, Siri. Siri doesn't understand me because of my accent, but like Alexa does. Hey, Alexa, play ocean sounds, right? Or I didn't play ocean sounds. Or like, hey, Alexa, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Hey, Alexa, go pick up my laundry. I'm seeing people fell asleep. But no, I mean, so those are some everyday uses, examples. Smart GPS routes, right? So who has Google Maps or Apple Maps? Everybody, right? Should. So smart GPS routes, you can look at it, you can see the traffic patterns because it's collecting data from everybody, every other user's phone is putting it together and it's showing a real-time picture. That's why you have those big red lines saying stay away from 410 and Calabria, at 5:30 p.m. YouTube and Netflix recommendations and automatic spam filters in your email. So those are a couple everyday life. Hey, here's what I interact with every day. If you scan the QR code, there will be some examples of those. Some examples of how AI can help healthcare. AI can predict heart disease. That's pretty crazy, right? I actually didn't believe that for a long time. But now I know it can do that, plus cancer, plus colon cancer, plus all sorts of cancers. And it's only getting better by the day. So that's, and one of the main reasons that I love being here at Velocity with our community partners is because this is what they do every day, is they get after the biomedical and tech space. Yeah, because I didn't know enough. Yeah, this was a few years ago, like more than a few years ago. I want to talk about it on 61. So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk. It can track health vitals with smartwatch. I mean, here wear a smartwatch. A lot of people, right? So a smart device, like any kind of smart. Oh, you got a smart. Oh, okay. You can't hide money, can you? I'm just kidding. But like, some people have those like their little wraps on their arm, or like they measure their blood pressure, everything else. Like some of the smart devices use AI. They also help doctors diagnose patients. That's something a little bit newer, right? And we're still kind of working through, but they can get it wrong. So be careful with that one. All right. But it's getting better by the day. It's good technology. It's getting better by the day. And it's great community partners like Velocity. Shout out to my people, Velocity. For helping partner with the biotech space and medical space to really make all this stuff come to fruition. They really are doing a great job and partnering with a lot of folks here to make that happen.
Also, something too I want to add too, like if you're not using a smart watch, I would like recommend it because one of the leading causes of death is heart attack, high blood pressure. So a good advantage of having a smartwatch is it can not only monitor your heart rate, but it can also contact authorities in case something was to happen. Think of that old commercial, oh, I'm falling and I can't get up. Remember that one back then? So this is like the updated.
I'm joking, man. Hey, I think you say that. I wasn't in control of myself. All right, money and fraud protection. This is actually a huge one. I can't tell you why it's huge, but just you're gonna believe me on that. There's a lot of federal agencies that have only 3 letters that may or may not call us daily and ask for help on some stuff with this. And that's all I'm saying. I didn't say they do. I just said they may or may not, right? So this is huge, right? Money and fraud, because with AI, there's so many scams out there. Henry's got a watch business. That's kind of an inside thing. So there's a lot of scams, right? So a lot of folks, deep fakes, they're creating pictures and images where you don't know if they're real or not. They're creating audio and making phone calls with audio. Hey, grandma, this is John. Hey, I need $1,000 right now. From Western Union it to me. I'm going to go to jail if you don't, or I'm going to die, or I've been kidnapped. And, I mean, it's complete fake audio voice. And the next class, maybe we'll just kind of jazz that up for you and just show you how to build that or show you that we can. But I mean, you can do it in minutes, literally. I mean, I could get Elon Musk to promote the AI Cowboys and have him up here in his voice and be like, hey, he just did a commercial for you. No, that's all AI. And I built that in like 3 minutes or less. All right, so that's how easy it is, and it's accessible. Anyway, for a lot of the younger generation is learning that, but I'm not the younger generation. I just want to be clear on that, but I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve anyway. So, alert you of strange purchases, right? Emails to your account, hey, strange purchases. What I tell people all the time is this. No, you're good, man. You big man. I like it. What I tell people is this, if you get an email and it looks suspicious, just look at the email address. If it says, hey, USAA or Wells Fargo or Citibank, we need you to click here. Don't click. Whatever you do, don't click. Don't you dare click that button. Just go to the email address and look at the email address that sent that to you. If it doesn't have a wellsfargo.com or whatever to it, delete, spam, okay? Super easy, like, filtering process. So
I just want to add in, does everybody know Rocket Money or like Truebill? Yeah, for those that don't, I would highly recommend this one because I mean, I don't know about you, but like me, like I'm always ordering like stuff online, always have like 1,000 subscriptions, and sometimes I forget. One of the reasons why I like this app the most is that it lets you know all of your subscriptions, because sometimes we accidentally order things and then like you're caught up in like, a monthly subscription, but it like keeps up with all of your bills, and then you can actually cancel right on the app and it's free. So if you're not using that,
yeah, Truebill and Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket Money, that's the
Rocket Money.
QR code right there. And it lets you know when your subscriptions go up as well. That's ridiculous.
And I just want to throw out there, we are not paid by them to promote this. Honestly, we're not. So. AI, family life and learning. How do I use some AI? Well, it can help kids with their homework using sites like Khan Academy or School AI. All right, so School AI is a good AI site. Khan Academy, which was started by the Gates Foundation, Microsoft, Bill Gates, actually pretty good. It's not going to give them the answer, but it'll walk them through the process and how to logically solve a problem or problems. So that's a pretty good one. It can also help translate languages. Pretty funny story. I go get my nails done, right? Surprise, I get pedicures. I'm sitting there and some of the folks are trying to like conversate, but I don't understand the language they're speaking, right? I'll just turn on Google Translate. And sometimes it's interesting conversation. And I'm like, you know what? This is probably not a conversation I want to talk in, like jump into. Maybe I'll just turn this off and put my headphones in. Anyway, but super.
Glasses can translate as well.
Glasses, yeah, Meta glasses. Who's ever heard of Facebook Meta? Everybody? Yeah, so they got the Ray-Bans, right? Ray-Ban glasses that can translate. There's also some pretty cool hacks on YouTube that you can do to do some different things. Anyway, just Google that one. And so, yeah, it can translate as well. You can turn them on and just like this, you can say, hey, Meta, translate blah, 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 you know, and it'll translate for you. Hey, Meta, what am I looking at? You know, turn on the camera and video record, take pictures. I don't have mine on right now. He does, I think, but I don't have mine on because I didn't want to get a phone call and I'm talking here and I hear myself here, so it'll be all weird.
They can also detect plants and stuff.
They can, yeah, detect plants.
Today.
I look at trees in my backyard. Hey, Meta, what is that? Like, oh, that is a lilac. Can I cut that down? No. Perfect. It can also read documents aloud, right? Who's accessibility options, right? Speech, hey, what am I looking at? Type this, write this, say that, generate this email. So a lot of speech, text to speech or speech to text. There we go. Next up. All right, and then there's some live demos. For those of y'all who's never tried ChatGPT before in their life? You like just now. I ain't gonna lie, man, that's really special to me. What is your name? Jessica. I think that's really cool because I was here and I got to be a part of the first time you used ChatGPT. That's actually really neat. I'm being serious. I love it.
And I never used so I said, let me see if you can translate
You choose. That's the cool thing about AI. You tell it to call it Timmy. What's that?
My bio.
It does, yeah. And so in the infographics, because we had an hour, because I wasn't really sure of what we were going to go through, what I wanted to do was identify a couple things in the infographics. If again, those will all be emailed out to you as well as the slides with the links and the QR codes and everything else, so you can kind of go try it. But what I wanted to do now is kind of walk through something. Some of the live demos we have, we'll start with ChatGPT first. Roger, if you can pull that up. So ChatGPT, they don't pay us either, but it's completely free. I don't have the website memorized. People were like, what do you use for AI? I use MicGPT. I'm like, what is that? It's a GPT that I built. That's what I do. That's what I went to school for. And the other thing, well, I'll get into that in a second.
Not logged in.
Yeah, you just go through. That's it. See, right there. So when you go to openai.com, right? This is ChatGPT. When you look at the TV, you can ask it. You know, it comes with some different like suggested prompts, right? Like, build me a game that I like to play. Search with GPT, talk with ChatGPT, research, Sora, which is a picture option, whole different level. And then there's more. So what do we type in there? Somebody give me something they want to know about. What's that? Perfect. How do you use, can I add to that? Would you mind if I added to that just a little bit? Okay. So the more context you give it for your specific situation, the better results you're gonna get, right? So she said how to scale a recipe. I'm gonna say something like this. My name is Mike. I have $36 and I have 5 kids between the ages of 4 and 15. Build me a grocery list of meals that I can cook on that budget that will feed my kids and that are healthy. As healthy as they can be. Enter. Sorry. So these are some of the things that you can use ChatGPT for that are good, right? Because you really put okay. Anyway, so yeah,
Everybody wants to be like Mike.
This is very personal.
So the good thing about this is ChatGPT is searching the internet and scanning it. So it's better than Google because it's automatically doing it. It's automatically going through all the prices. So you don't have to sit there and scroll, right? And it's going to deduct and come up with the best. Hey, here's.
Somebody might just said, oh, that price isn't right. So can we ask ChatGPT to tell us where they found some of these items?
So yeah, no, great question. So yes, you can, or you can add to the prompt and say, I live in San Antonio, Texas.
It already did.
Yeah.
I said nearby.
Oh, so he put nearby in the prompt. I didn't read the full prompt, full disclosure.
Stores nearby.
But when you say nearby, or it picks up the IP address and it knows where you're at. Because when you use it, you implicitly give it that right to. And so, go ahead. Yeah, you sure can. Yeah. And it'll scrape the web, essentially, is what it's doing. Just tap into the web and it'll identify the source.
Oh yeah.
But it gave you a meal plan right here. Build me a meal plan for 5 days off of $36. I don't know that I would want to stick to that. That looks a little dry for me. I need some hot sauce or some Texas Pete, but like, oh yeah, I did. Hot sauce is healthy, isn't it?
I go back to
It's like peppers,
Heartburn.
He's
He's gonna need some Zantac.
So,
That's tons in there.
so yeah, it's a good, so see, I mean, but you see what we did though, right? Like, and the more context you provide, the more direct, like, box you put it in. And guess what? If you go too far, it has this thing called guardrails. It's really cool. It won't let you do it. Yeah, hey, build me this military spec atomic bomb. You'll be like, nope, that's unethical. We're not doing that. Yes, ma'am.
You can go further by asking what recipe.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Hey, identify a recipe for meal number 1 pot rice, beans, and veggies. And you can just add to it because what it's doing is it's caching your prompt. So it memorizes what it's done. And when you build off that chat, it's caching it to where it builds off of that. And it's like, oh, it's scrolling up. Build me a recipe for that. That's delightful or whatever. All right. Describe it how you want to. I don't think I could.
Whatever's in your mental wish list, whatever, like ask him what you want to know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like a kid, my kids are very good at asking, like my nephews will be like, hey Alexa, what is this? You know, tell me this is like they're not afraid to ask anything.
Yeah, no, and so I say like kind of an infant's mind, right? Like I like getting up here and talking and having conversations like with folks with like through an infant's, eyes, right? Because there's like I love kids. They're so brave, man. Like they are fearless and they will ask any question and they will ruin most moments, right? Respectfully, in a good way, right? Hey, Dad, you're like, hey, go to bed. Okay, good night. I love you. Hey, if the moon was made of bacon, would you eat it? I'm like, dude, what? Go to bed. Like, no, I just wanted to know, like. Anyway, that's actual conversations that my kids and I have. But yeah, no, you can, and so kind of building on this, you may have heard of the term prompt engineer. So if you haven't, then now you have. But all prompt engineering is the best way and the most direct way to write what you want to know, right? To frame it, really. Like, for example, a prompt that I use sometimes, right? If I'm prompting a large language model, that's what this is called, ChatGPT. Analyze, research, scan, compare and contrast the following, and generate a very specific and very detailed report on SEC filings for NVIDIA or Tesla for the last 5 years. So that's prompt engineering. You're framing it in a way where you're telling it specifically what to do. And then you can build off that where you can say, visualize that, and it will build you a pretty picture. Right? So that's prompt engineering. Sir.
Is that, Charlie, is that a, prompt engineering, did that end up being an actual job?
People do it all the time, yeah.
I mean, just specific job, that's all they do.
There's some things. I know, I asked him because I know where he was about.
So it's kind of turning into a yes or stuff like that, but it's getting phased out because it's going so fast. It's not really
Or they suggest like when we first started the chat on ChatGPT, they suggest like, you know, build me a game or something, right? Like whatever they suggest. And they have different AI large language models or LLMs like ChatGPT for different things. You have ChatGPT, you have Elon Musk's Grok, you have Claude Anthropic, you have Llama, Mistral, Alibaba. I mean, there's so many things. It's like it loses like luster after a while. But anyway, they all have different strengths and they all have different weaknesses. But for what you would use them for, any one of them are good enough.
And a lot of the courses are free too.
Yeah.
Like with prompt engineering. I know I just went to Google and I learned about the prompt engineering through Google, because like I wasn't really into this AI space until 2 years ago. So I learned everything online myself. Just through free education. I even like built software as well. I don't even know how to code. So I mean, anybody can do it.
It's my favorite.
Still don't understand a lot of it.
Right now, but whenever you're doing things like asking for research or analyzing or comparing and contrasting, the way that it does that, is it kind of wired to like force a comparison if there could be no comparison that exists? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's through tokenizations and how many tokens it assigns to the word, which it goes into like a whole different like natural language processing.
Yeah.
That's a whole left. I'm happy to explain that offline.
Okay.
It's gonna be deep.
That's what I
We're
thought.
staying there for the future on that one.
How is AI different from what we would used to use? Some of the things that you said you can do that are AI, we could have done before, I think, that technology. For example, translations, noticed if it's an AI translation, sometimes it's a little more intuitive, but we used to do translations without that AI, right?
Right.
Google Translate, it's only been driven by AI.
So
Because when I do ChatGPT to do a translation, for example, a Spanish one, sometimes it's more intuitive than if I go to Google Translate. Why?
yeah, so why is
What
because
makes it AI or not, or are they both?
so yeah, it's the machine learning, it's how good of coding it is, it's the tokens, it's how big the model is, it's the tokenization piece and the natural language processing, which gets into essentially, I don't even want to pull up a picture of how LLM processes words from the time you hit enter, right? But it's how big the model is and it's how well it's trained as well, right? So one of the things to stay away from, and this is what I was alluding to earlier, is so you're using ChatGPT. One of the big risks out there right now is data privacy, right? I'm a data scientist by trade, so this is 100% my concern, right? And this is my concern for you, and this is one of the risks with using AI. AI is great if it's used responsibly, right? But when you start putting in personal information, that's out there forever on the internet. You can't get that back, right? So I tell everyone, be careful what you drop in there. Credit card numbers, personal information, because don't think that ChatGPT can be hacked. It's got a neural network foundation. You can hack the hidden and output layer in the neural network. Super easy, right? And so be very careful of the data that you put into it. I would suggest sticking with basic prompts such as like, hey, man, I I got like $52 in Snickers, right? Like, what can I get it? You know what I mean? Or whatever, right? There'll be a chocolate milk plan, whatever. But be very careful on what you put in there because you can't get that back once it's gone, right? And then it'll do this thing called hallucinate, right? I don't use ChatGPT other than in settings like this because I can force it to hallucinate on purpose, where it's like, hey, what's 2 + 2? And it'll say like red fence post, strawberry, banana. Right? And that's called a hallucination. Because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I could do that in 2 or 3 prompts with ChatGPT, right? So for everyday use, it's good, but then you know how to flex it too, right? And break it. Data, be careful what you put in there. Use it responsibly and ethically. And then when the crazy thing about large language models like ChatGPT and Claude and everything else. So one of the ways I explain it to I teach 5th graders, like it's not embarrassing, but it's just a thing, I guess. So who's ever seen that movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? A lot of us probably, right? It's not really good if you haven't seen it. I don't think it's not one of my favorites. Anyway, the theme of the movie is I'm like a frog princess guy, man. I'm from New Orleans, so you know what I mean? Like oh good, man. I like this movie. Anyway, so Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the reason I bring that up is because the main character wants to end hunger, starvation, all that stuff, right? So he creates this machine to produce food. Well, the machine gets so far out of its control, it goes up in the sky, creates food monsters and strawberries trying to eat me next thing I know and everything else, right? All that stuff. So AI is kind of the same thing. You had to go up there and kill it. AI is kind of the same thing, right? Let's have a cereal for sure. When you listen to Mark Zuckerberg, you listen to Elon Musk, you listen to all these guys who are in the AI and own the AI companies, they never predicted how much data they would have to feed the large language models when they created them. So here's a crazy and fun fact to think about besides they're discontinuing the penny. I just learned that today, it shot my spirits, by the way. Anyway, it's a true story too. I ain't making that up. Sorry to ruin your day. So large language models have been fed on every last piece of data that exists in the world currently. Unless it's behind some locked door and disconnected in a government facility somewhere, all the data in the world has been fed through ChatGPT, Claude, etc. Open source, go Google it. And then you'll see a shifting focus on what's called synthetic data, which is, I'm not going to show it, but large language models and AI making up data sets. Give me a data set of 1,000 people in San Antonio with real addresses, social security numbers, everything, create a fake company, all that stuff. They can do it, 100%. And it's believable. But they're focusing on improving the synthetic data because they're feeding it, they have to constantly feed it data. And they don't have any more data to feed it, so they're feeding it fake data. So you can see where this is going, right? The ball's bouncing forward. So let's get over. One of the last things I want to do, and I have to make it a point to cut right here. We can definitely talk about this afterwards. We have 5 minutes left. I want to go to this is like my absolute favorite. I could do this all day long on this next one. It's called Google Image FX. Can you go there, please, man?
Have to be logged on that one?
No, maybe. I'll log in. I don't care. This is where you can work on your prompt engineering skills stuff. Super fun. Great, awesome pictures. So Google Labs is great. Just click on the Caleb. Step in STEM. Okay, so we only have like 4 minutes because they're like gonna cane me off the stage. So this is Google Image FX, right? So check this out. It's actually really funny. I used this weekend and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Don't ask." I covered the screen, right? blind or something, and I was like, no business doing it, it wasn't legal, but I was just like, oh, I was creating, just images, right? So this is text to images, right? So let's say, just hit tab. So detailed photograph of a broken pocket watch, steampunk style, exposed intricate gears, vintage gold, and patina soft lighting. This is a recommendation, and if you hit tab, you make it happen. Now, hit create. So tab will make that prompt light up and become actual words. And you can do it yourself, like, but it'll give you, we remove try with screws, they're not excellent. Oh yeah, the X on the bottom right. Look at those images, man, from that prompt. Savage. Now imagine if you have a feed finder account. Just kidding, Renee, if you're still on there. So we do this all day long, like just kind of like, oh, make a picture of like Roger, like Roger's like my kid's uncle. So my kids will be like, Uncle Roger, will you put me on a unicorn? And he's like, yeah, that's funny. And he'll just like prompt them on a unicorn and they're flying through the house. And yeah, that's pretty funny. So, fun to mess around with, right? See, look, that's an AI generated picture. Can you believe that? AI generated. Download them for free. Click on a little button, download it. But you can mess with the prompts, right? Siri, put me in front of a private plane with a bottle of water. I don't drink. Bottle of water and a Louis Vuitton bag. Walk into the private jet. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a sneaker. I am a sneakerhead. Yeah, I do like figures. I mean, look how real that stuff. Oh, are you really doing that? Oh, in front of an animal. Oh. I was like, in front of an animal plane. I mean, I'll do it. Get in or see what happens. Let's see what happens. They're doing $2.5 was. There it goes. Yeah, but they target your IP address. Like your IP address is tied to your location, it's tied to your search in the browser. You have to buy absolutely private. So yeah, look, see? Hey, look, put your face on there.
Also, another good use case for this too is like if you have a business and you need to make social media content, you can now curate your own image.
Dang, there's me right there.
Oh, there goes the half dog.
Yeah, half dog.
So the Chris thing, this can be all together and then the water.
Maybe they had a
You should have talked about this earlier when you were at the house. Remember you were changing the no. So yeah, hey, so it's 7 o'clock. Man, hey, thank you guys online. Thank you guys for showing up here, man. It's been super fun. I hope it was fun for you and you got something out of it. If you have a question, I absolutely answer all of my LinkedIn messages. Like, unless it's like spam or like you want to sell me a franchise or something, I'm not doing that. But like, hit me up on LinkedIn, the website, www.aicowboys.com. Slides will be emailed. My contact info will be on there, man. Reach out. I'd love to help. And then we're doing, I think, 3 more series of this to kind of build. They'll be way more fun. Now I kind of know and have an idea like, hey, okay, this is fun, interactive, and so thank you very much. I'm scared.